Exodus chapter 14, Holman Christian Standard Bible. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, "Tell the Israelites to turn back and camp in front of Pi Hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea. You must camp in front of Baal Zephon, facing it by the sea. Pharaoh will say of the Israelites, 'They are wandering around in the land in confusion. The wilderness has boxed them in. I will harden Pharaoh's heart so that he will pursue them. Then I'll receive glory by means of Pharaoh and all his army, so that the Egyptians will know that I am Yahweh.'" So the Israelites did this. When the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled, Pharaoh and his officials changed their mind about the people and said, "What is this we have done? We have released Israel from serving us." So he got on his chariot ready, and he took his troops with him. He took 600 of the best chariots and all the rest of the chariots of Egypt, with officers in each one. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued the Israelites, who were going out triumphantly. The Egyptians, all Pharaoh's horses and chariots, his horsemen, and his army chased after them and caught up with them as they camped by the sea beside Pi Hahiroth in front of Baal Zephon. As Pharaoh approached, the Israelites looked up and saw the Egyptians coming after them. Then the Israelites were terrified and cried out to the Lord for help. They said to Moses, Is it because there are no graves in Egypt that you took us to die in the wilderness? What have you done to us for bringing us out of Egypt? Isn't this what we told you in Egypt? Leave us alone so that we may serve the Egyptians. It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness." But Moses said to the people, "Don't be afraid. Stand firm and see the Lord's salvation he will provide for you today. For the Egyptians see you today, you will never see again. But the Egyptians you see today, you'll never see again. The Lord will fight for you, and you must be quiet." The Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to break camp. As for you, lift up your staff, stretch out your hand over the sea, and divide it so the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground. I am going to harden the hearts of the Egyptians so that they will go in after them, and I will receive glory by means of Pharaoh, all his army, and the chariots and horsemen. The Egyptians will know that I am Yahweh when I receive the glory through Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen." Then the angel of God, who was going in front of the Israelites' forces, moved and went behind them. The pillar of cloud moved in front of them and stood behind them. It came between the Egyptian and Israelite forces. The cloud was there in the darkness, yet it lit up the night. So neither group came near the other all night long. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. The Lord drove back the sea with a powerful east wind, and all night turned the sea into a dry land. So the waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with the waters like a wall to them on the right and on the left. The Egyptians were set out in pursuit, all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, his horsemen, and went into the sea after them. Then during the morning watch, the Lord looked down on the Egyptian forces from the pillar of cloud and from the pillar of fire and cloud, and threw them into confusion. He caused their chariot wheels to swerve, and he made them drive with difficulty. "Let's get away from Israel," the Egyptians said, "because Yahweh is fighting for them against Egypt." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea so that the waters may come back on the Egyptians, on their chariots and horsemen." So Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and at daybreak the sea returned to its normal depth. While the Egyptians were trying to escape from it, the Lord threw them into the sea. The waters came back and covered the chariots and horsemen, the entire army of Pharaoh that had gone after them into the sea. None of them survived. But the Israelites had walked through the sea on dry ground, with the waters like a wall to them on their left and on the right. The day the Lord saved Israel from the power of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore. When Israel saw the great power of the Lord used against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord and believed in him and in his servant Moses.